what we did. So right here it tells us that the living room number of interior doors does not match the number of lock sets. That's where he didn't put the lock set in there. Now right here is where he put his explanation. The door that being replaced does not have a lock set. That's where it shows up. So when you get those violations, what the point of this is make sure that you put something in there. If you can't resolve that issue, if it's something that, just like this situation, may not have a lock set, go ahead and put that in there, because the client is going to see and read that, and that's kind of explaining why we did what we did. Now, we have a estimate audit report. And this is, again, another auto-generated type report that we don't have any control over. Now, this is where we get into a couple of little issues here. You see that it has an ownership period. It'll tell us, he worked on it 12/9. Okay, he did a total of 32 items. Here's his estimate total. Now down here, it tells what time he was in this estimate from. He was in this estimate from 14:57 hours to 15:06 hours. Now they say that that is Mountain Standard Time, but to me that looks about like Eastern Standard Time. So I don't know what your history with them with that is, Adam, but sometimes I don't think they can figure out what time it is where in the world.
Hold on, we got someone that went in to put us on hold. Got to silence them for a second. Okay.
All right.
Looks like we got it.
Here's the audit trail. He used macros. He used 26 items in the macros. His change was 31.7%. So it just gives the client a little bit of an audit trail to see where things are going on. So that's important to know that that's out there, because if you are working a large loss where you need to charge a T&E file on, we need to be careful, because if we're charging a client for 5 hours on a file, we don't need to charge don't need to take us 0.5 hours. We need to actually take pretty well close to where we are. That's the whole purpose of T&E. Now, we have a rough draft. We also have a variation report. It'll come up at some point. All right, now this one is not overly explanatory, which is fine with me. The only thing that this shows is that Adam changed the price somewhere in that estimate. Thank goodness it doesn't tell us where. Heck, it does on his. Dadgummit, on most of them it doesn't. But on this one it did, and that's why I had him put the right in, because I wanted that to show up. But it shows that he changed the cleaning of the wall from 77 cents to $1. It also shows that he did a write-in. So be careful. If you don't know your Xactimate codes, you might want to take a look at them, because if you go putting paint in a miscellaneous and giving it your own price, that's going to show up on here. What's normal to see on a write-in, a miscellaneous like that, is any sort of item that they don't have in the Xactimate codes. The biggest one that I've always found is a roll-up garage door. I think all of us have adjusted a claim with a roll-up metal garage door, and they don't have that on there. So you will have to use a write-in for that. That is acceptable. Nothing will ever be said about it. So that kind of gives you something what not to do. That's all that is automatically generated to them. Again, PSM unit will go in, we'll put your reports and invoice the file, and all that will be added in. On the Photos tab, this is where the client can take a look at our photos. Lists all of them right here, tells us how many, has the description, and you can also take and expand it out so they can see a nice big view. They can zoom, they can do all kind of stuff that I'm not going to bore you with. You can also, I don't know if Adam went over annotating a photograph, but you can toggle the annotations on and off here. So I'm getting a shaking the head no. So
I didn't. Most folks I've worked for did not want to see photo annotations, and so I really didn't go over that. But I can if you want.
No. The only place that I've ever used it's on a big fire where I'm trying to show a cause and origin or point of origin or something like that. But my internet's slow as Christmas. And here's where our sketch comes out. Our sketch is uploaded as a PDF document. So it just looks basically like exactly what we print out of Xactanalysis itself. So this is everything that the client sees. We're able to do pretty much anything that we want to do with it on this end, as far as reassigning it, saving it, whatever. We can generally do it. We can resend it. You may see in some cases where an assignment is reassigned after you've done it. That's a normal thing. And we do have a lot of reference sheets that excuse me, are on the eLink website under training. There's an Xactanalysis section right there that has a lot of quick reference documents for accepting the claims and also returning them back with marking them complete and connect. The biggest thing that I can say having to do with Xactanalysis claims is connect needs to be your best friend, because that is what communicates from your Xactimate program back to Xactanalysis. As soon as you contact a insured or claimant, you need to go ahead and check that contacted box and then hit connect so it's refreshed back up. Same thing with inspected. So whenever you do something, click connect, and that way Xactanalysis is refreshed and the client is updated. Is there any questions about this?
Hey folks, you've all been sent a mock assignment just like me, and we're gonna walk through this whole process so you're absolutely sure of how to do it, and you'll have access.
I'm getting some text here. I don't look at that little text thing.
Okay, I've got. Will we get a claim by email or fax, or do we check daily?
You will get an assignment by email, or you will get a notification by email that'll say that you've received an assignment. Here is the custard file number, and it'll give a little bit of instructions. Now, I can't stress enough to take a look at the customer instructions on all of these files. I'm always here to help you. I know a lot of you on here, and we've worked together or we've talked. I'm always here to help you, but I field a lot of phone calls on a daily basis that would simply be answered if somebody would take a look at the customer instructions. So read those over and make sure that you know those. I've got, is there language Brian wants on opening or closing statements? There is not a custard-approved opening or closing statement at this time. That is something that I have proposed to the property committee, and we are trying to get something together on that. There is a logo that is custard approved. If you do not have the custard logo, then let me know. I can get that for you. We do have the new blue logo. For those of you who have the old black one, we can get you the new nice looking blue one. So give me a call. I can help you with that. So are these files set up like branch 898? Pretty much. We're different from branch 898 because branch 609 is not a profit center. We don't take a cut of your invoice. 100% of the funds or revenue generated goes back to your branch, not ours. I have been swapped to a salary employee. My admin is a salary employee, and we are not a profit center. So I like to think that I'm a lot nicer than 898, but pretty much. Let's see. Why do we not have contents? If you don't have contents, you need to speak with your regional manager or branch manager. I would start with your branch manager. If you are a branch manager, go to your regional manager. If they approve it, we can get you contents with the touch of a button and the sending of an email, and you will have it.
And that means the additional ability to find the ability to find additional items in your price list that have to do with contents. Right now, you've only got limited contents in your price list. Usually appliances and the like.
Correct, and there's a way of doing contents that you, now Adam, you're going to have to help me on this one. Can they do the Excel spreadsheet contents without having the contents database?
I don't know.
Okay. I haven't tried that one yet. I've been playing around with that spreadsheet, but if you have a big contents claim, if you want to try the spreadsheet method, I will be more than happy to work with you on that and kind of go from there, see if that works.